Ugh.
Ah, the lap of luxury. It's tough living the good life, but someone has to do it. So why not do it in an RV? Well, the price of one of these things might deter you, but we know a place that'll rent you one of these beauties for a fraction of the price. For reals, Joe! I'm here with Joe Hill, owner of Share My Coach. Joe, I gotta ask you, how did you get started in the RV rental business, and how did you come up with this idea?
You know, it's actually kind of a funny story to start with, because when we first started, I wasn't thinking to be in the RV business. I needed an RV for my other business. Okay. And so, but I knew I wasn't going to use it all the time, so I thought, well, let me, buy part of somebody else's RV. So I called a few people trying to sell their motorhome, and they kind of laughed at me when I said I wanted to own part of the RV. Sure. And so I thought, well, I think I'm going to buy an RV, and then I'm going to share my coach. When we first started the actual business, was I own this RV, and I'm not using it all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some local neighbors to take me up on a use share idea. So we were selling 5 weeks worth of rental.
That's amazing. So this literally, what you're doing here is exactly what you did out of your home, off your own driveway, but just much bigger scale now.
Yeah. Most owners use them, 1 to 3 times a year. It's really not very many.
That's nice.
When a person first buys a motorhome, they're going to use it a bunch. Okay, first year, second year. So I always say, when you first get a motorhome, you're not interested in what we're doing. The second year, maybe it kind of passes your mind. The third year, you're kind of thinking about it laying in bed, and then the fourth year, driving up down Beach Boulevard here in Stanton trying to find me.
Well, when we first started the Share My Coach, we were actually on the side of the street with a couple of motorhomes. And I always like to tell the story of street sweeping day, because you're in different cities, they all came different times. Sure. And to have to move these big things around,
that's a lot of work.
You had to remember where they were at too.
Right.
And so to be able to be here now on such a nice lot here in Stanton and on Beach Boulevard, it's allowed us to have everything in one safe location. Nicely lit, secured. Sure. And I always say, every person driving by, I know guys particularly, when they drive by, they'll go, whoa. They're looking at those
Exactly.
motorhomes.
I can't tell you how true that is, because I was one of those guys 2 years ago. I gotta ask you though, driving by, I don't know if it's just me, are these things getting bigger?
Maximum size that you can drive with a regular license, okay? That's called a Class C license, is 40 foot. Now, if you get an endorsement on your license, a Class B or a Class A, you can go up to 45 foot. As far as driving it, it's like a school bus, I mean, anybody can drive a school bus if they're trained.
Right, sure.
And so you have to have the confidence, because if you're really nervous when you're driving one, that's going to make it difficult for you to react and so on.
Right,
because now you're paralyzed.
Right.
I always say, you give a person 10 minutes behind the wheel, they'll get over that heart palpitation in about 10 minutes, then they're fine.
Wow.
So what do you think of this?
Is this real, Joe?
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I always say this is one of my favorite coaches. This is
I can see why.
This is a Monaco Dynasty. It's a 42 foot.
Okay.
And as you heard the doorbell, it has a doorbell.
Has a doorbell.
Yeah. Has a washer and dryer, full-size washer and dryer. It has full-size residential refrigerator. Yeah, full-size washer and dryer.
That's unbelievable.
So if you're on the road, you can take your entire life on the road.
Right, yeah. I mean, you literally are living out of this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's got the room. I cannot believe how, I can't even see the back end of it. I mean, this thing goes on forever.
And of course, nice flat screen TVs. It has auto satellite, with DVD players.
So all the comforts of home you have with you on the road.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Now, how many people does this sleep, or is ideal for this size?
Well, this one right here would be ideal. Would be 2 here, 2 in the master bedroom.
Okay.
1 and then 1. So maybe 6.
Okay.
And then I always say, whoever paid the least sleeps on the floor.
There you go. That's right.
You got enough room on the floor.
There you go.
You can get another 2 or 3.
Great way to negotiate it there.
Yeah. Traveling. We're really fortunate, being that we've got 12 months a year with a good weather here too. And so that allows you to have a good starting point. And the nice thing is you don't have to go a long ways to enjoy yourself. You know, our own local beaches. We have a lot of local people that will take one of these and then just do something local.
Right, sure.
You know, because it's way less expensive to have this than a hotel room.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not just about the location, it's about getting there. And if you can go in style like one of these, you just can't beat it.
I agree, man. Joe, thank you again so much for letting us come in and learn about you and share my coach. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, I appreciate it. And I really appreciate you guys coming out. And I know one of the first questions you had for me, what do we like about Stanton? I can have this business here. That's what I like about Stanton.
There you go. That's right.
Absolutely.
Joe, when you take a vacation in a coach, I mean, is it really more about the journey and not just, you know, getting to that place, getting to that destination? And then?
All right, guys, we're good.